Right, January update. Oh man, I've completely gone blank already. Car. We're almost there. We're almost there. I'm just teasing by starting the video at the back, really. So I've finished off some wiring in the boot. That's mostly all neat and done. I had to run some more wiring over to the underneath the passenger seat. I'll show you that in a sec. New battery, as the old one had bitten the dust, but that's fine. I mean, it's spent almost 3 years out here in the cold, so it wasn't unexpected. And I mean, I can't remember how many years I've owned that battery. Probably, well, I guess it's 10 years old actually, thinking about it, or close to, probably 9 years or something like that. So it had a good life. So yeah, new battery. I had to just go on sizes, to be honest, because I paid for a battery box and I wanted to fit the battery box. So it's slightly higher cranking amp and stuff like that, which isn't a bad thing either. The old one was high to start with anyway, because it was meant for my Series 3 Land Rover. My dad had bought it, and then next thing you know, I'd pinched it and put it in the Moggy, and then he had to buy another one. But there you go. We've done Gaz did this, the fuel breather. So put some swirls up there. I should have put the camera light on. So put some swirls up there so the fuel can't come back. Runs down the side here and just down out under the car. I am yet to actually cut that pipe. So he's just there like that. And there's actually a bit of fuel in the tank actually. I put a litre in just to make sure the tank didn't leak, because early on in the project, when I was drilling holes to the battery box, I missed the battery box and drilled a hole in the bottom of the fuel tank. And then had to take it back to the people who built it and have them fix it. And considering actually this is the first time I opened the boot since I put a litre in 2 days ago, it doesn't stink of fuel, so I'm guessing it doesn't leak, which is good news. I mean, I had all faith in Gareth and his welding ability, but you know, you got to worry a little bit, haven't you? I didn't want to pour 20 litres in there and then find the tank's pissing out. So next thing to do is to put, I guess, the rest of the 20 litres in there and fire the fuel pump off and just check that all the bulkhead couplings are good. We did sort of put a pressure tester on it. Gaz did that the other day. Took the tank up to you know, put a bit of PSI through the system, sort of like 2-3 PSI, and let it sit and hold to see if there was any leaks at all. Didn't seem to be, so that's good news. Let's do passenger side. I should probably grab the torch. So finish off the wiring down this side. I can't remember if I said last time, I had a bit of a shifty with the gearbox. The gearbox has got a torque converter lockout, and mine's just well, it's technically a 2-pin connector, but it only actually has 1 pin that goes into the box. So it took me a minute to find the right connector, because the old one was a bit knackered and I wanted new pins, but sorted that. So when I connected it all up and decided to do a little test run, I was expecting to hear a clonk inside the box as the sort of, what's the word I'm thinking of? As the solenoid valve, you know, as the solenoid clicked. But I didn't hear anything. I was starting to panic. So then we voltage tested, like circuit tested it, and was finding the pin wasn't going to earth, which was making me panic. But after a lot of Googling, I discovered that inside of the box there's a governor. And that governor, when it's activated at about sort of 40 miles per hour, that then gives the solenoid the negative charge. So that would then complete the circuit. So that's good news. I've sealed up the box. I have written instructions on top of the box. If you want to see it in this light, just telling me what the connectors do and the colours. So they go up to the shifter, which is just here, and the switches are on the other side for the line lock, the locking torque converter, and also in this wiring is the neutral lockout, which I need to adjust because it's permanently on, which isn't that great. Let's go around to the other side of the car. I'm just teasing at the moment. I'm not showing the front. That was brilliant, just like a Golf. Better. Someone said in the comments that the camera footage was rubbish last time, and I did rewatch it and see that. My phone, because I'm a welder and fabricator for a job, my phone gets covered in grinding dust all the time. And I think that plays a part in it. So I did clean my phone this time, but also we have been doing a long sort of time lapse on a little GoPro. So we should have some cool footage afterwards. I definitely should have brought a torch. So I fitted the starter. Well, the first one, I think I talked about it, that I was going to mill off the side, which I was quite looking forward to. Did all that. That fitted without having to make any alterations. That was cool. And then put the actual motor and stuff on it. So it was one of those one of those starters where you can change the orientation. Then slid him on and discovered the sort of the solenoid on the starter was just touching the chassis, stopping it from being able to like do the bolts up, because he'd be a bit on the piss. And being as it's, you know, one of the two main tubes, I thought I probably shouldn't notch it. I did think about it, but so then I basically needed to rechange the orientation, but I'd milled off all the other changes, so I had to buy a whole nother starter and do it again. And what I've had to do is cut into the car. I'm sorry I didn't bring my torch, I've left it at the front of the car. So I've done this sort of bonky looking box thing, but yeah, basically the start of a hang slightly. But it does mean you can remove the starter from this side, which is pretty cool. Saves you having to crawl around under the car, and you can just look underneath the side and check the engagement, which is quite cool. Got the kickdown cable is fitted. Got the, I think I said about the level gauge before, the level stick thing. But yeah, kickdown cable's on. I need to just neaten this up a bit. Accelerator cable's fitted as well. That's over here. The pedals are currently out because I was hacking away the car in this general area. Yeah, I tell you I'm a welder and fabricator, and then I build this. It's probably good I'm showing you it in the dark. Everything I build's already laser cut out, and you know, got a nice CAD. Okay, cool. I guess I've been busy at this end too. Thus, engine meets car. It is in. That's pretty good on that camera, just brightened up. So what have I done? Engine's in the hole, a bit of a faff, just getting alignments. Being solid mounted, it literally wants to sit in one exact place, and it just wanted to kink over a bit. And that took me a good hour to get it to sort of lean over to the driver's side, I think it was. It wanted to just lean over that way a little bit more. But whatever, got that done, got it in, torque converter's all bolted up, stuff like that. Had a right mare with the flex plate. I'd ordered the wrong one, had to order a new one, but whatever, that came and that's on. These electric water pumps are massive. I mean, clearance is clearance, and it's quite minute down there. Sent the rad to Ali Sport to have a shroud made. Obviously also forgetting that the water pump's about to like come and nut it in the head, but so now to actually fit the rad you have to take the shroud off, which is a bit annoying. And then, to be honest, putting the shroud back on isn't too difficult. It does go back in pretty simply. Also forgot that I had a temperature sensor to go in the radiator, but sorted that today. Alternator's on, off a little bonky bracket I made. It just like curls over the chassis and then top bolt, and then it's on a pair of rose joints down to the other side of the chassis for his adjustment. So that's a little Kubota alternator, little lightweight thing, 75 amps, which should be more than enough. I've been checking what amps everything draws at, and everything seems good. Hoses are in, run across and back up into the water pump. I'll show you that side in a second. The closer this project's getting to finishing, the more cable ties I seem to be using. I mean, ultimately, I guess you do a lot of cable tying, like your cable tie wiring down, and then especially at the other side, you then, oh, now I need to add the temperature sensor wire. Oh, well, I might as well cut all the cable ties off, do it again. Oh, and now I need to add a positive feed for the fan. Oh, cut them all off again, do it again. So yeah, we definitely seem to get through a lot of cable ties, but that is what it is. Is that torch going to blind us? Not too bad. So the water pump comes with a little adapter, which you won't be able to see now, I guess, because it's underneath a pipe. But it sat so close to the harmonic balancer. I had a choice, either I could go buy another harmonic balancer, but at that point I was intending not to make another Summit order, but you know, hindsight. So instead we, I think it's 3/4 pipe coming off of him down to the adapter himself, just to move him right down and out of the way. And then, sorry about that torch, and then a nice alley pipe just going across. I'm moving that torch. And in the oil cooler is on with some actual proper legit braided hose from Hydroscan. About 100 quid's worth of bloody braided hose, just going from one side to the other. But it looks good and he's on there. Also into two very nice tight 90 degrees up into it. And I don't know if I'll be able to show it, but it's not quite the lowest part of the car. When everything's said and done, it's about the same. There's another bar, the next two bars are slightly lower. But also when the front bumper's on, so the bumper actually sits lower, along with the number plate being even lower than that again, so that's always good. The rad's obviously all in. Those exhausts just look fantastic. They just look amazing. I don't think this torch is doing any help. Let the camera try. Yeah, so the goal is run her in either the next day or so or the next weekend. I'm free. My birthday's coming up, so I'm busy that weekend. Oh yeah, horns in. The GPS speedo's fitted just not past it as well. Yeah, running in. Yeah, that's probably the next thing. Need to get a bit more trans fluid in. So the jobs to do before I can run it in: chuck a bit more trans fluid in, check oil level, put the coolant in, put the petrol in. I need to make a coil wire. Yes, that's right. Yeah, just because we'd left that because we didn't know where we were going to put the coil. I've moved it about 3 times. It's just tucked up there. The coil of copper there is the oil pressure sensor. I might try and shunt that along a little. But yeah, there's the coil that is hidden up there. I moved it a few times. I thought I was nicely out of the way with my nice measuring skills. But turns out I wasn't, so I had to turn him over, but it's kind of the best place for it. It's out of the way. It's crazy, eh? Before we started this, I thought, man, I've got so much room in this engine bay. And it has very quickly got filled up with just everything. Pedals need to go back on because we'd like to run it through the gears. So, yeah. It's close. It's close. The goal's going to be to drive it in February, I guess. And yeah, once it's run, panels back on, weigh the car, get new springs from Nitron, the correct weight, and then we're away. See what happens if it breaks. Right, cool. So this is January's done. I will upload the time-lapse videos. I don't know, probably when we get around to it. I think Gaz is working on the footage, and we'll probably just do a big dump of those. And then I don't know. I'd like to put them all together and like sort of talk over it, like collect all my pictures I've taken along the way. Because obviously I've got photos from long before I started doing videos. So it'd be cool to like talk through the whole process as it happens, and also got a lot of photos of mistakes that were made along the way, which everyone does. I had a right air filter problem. I bought one of those cool Batwing air filters from Summit, and despite the fact they gave measurements, they didn't give the measurements, or they didn't incorporate the fact that underneath the carb, you know, it goes from being flat to like it bowls down onto the carb, and they hadn't given that measurement. All they'd given is the physical, like this measurement, which is cool, that's fine, but it had quite a curve on it, which added about 7 or 8 mil, and I only had 5 mil of clearance, so had to cut quite a lot away. Could just about to get it to slide under, and then it hits all the wiper linkage. So then I was like, oh well, I'll do away with the wiper linkage. Who needs wipers? And you know, bonk them about. So I just have the driver's one. They're more decorative than anything, aren't they? We use Rain-X. But yeah, so did that, and then realised actually, if I do get this to fit, it's gonna fit on once, and then be so hard to ever get back off again. So that's currently on eBay. I'm probably going to chuck it on Facebook Marketplace because I don't think I don't know, people aren't seeing it. It's mostly the things I've listed it as Batwing air filter, and that doesn't seem to be, well, they don't have them on eBay, so probably people aren't looking for them, or maybe just alter it, I don't know. So yeah, I bought a little temporary cheap one from eBay. which came with a fitting pin that's the wrong length, but apparently that's my fault according to them, but let's not worry about that. And I'm going to order a new intake from Summit. I've got a friend going out there in a couple of weeks, so we're going to order something there. But that'll be a future project. I just need to get the car running now, and it will run with that air filter. I'll probably start driving with that air filter, and then my future plan will be in future videos, and it'll be cool. Got a cool little idea for that. But yeah, exciting. The car's actually booked into race now, so it's booked in for May to go to Santa Pod for nostalgia. I'm also booked in for Wheels Day, so fingers crossed we can do that. We should be able to do that in March. Yeah, we're close. We're close. Right, take it easy. Just found a good angle. Dodging on the stuff on the floor. Alright, cool. Take it easy.